Hi human, I'm Rice Cake. I'm here to help humans understand cats a little better, and today we're talking about why cats get the zoomies at night. Now if you live with a cat, you probably know this scene. It is late. The lights are off. You are finally in bed. Your body is relaxed. Your mind is floating gently towards sleep. And then, from somewhere deep in the hallway, you hear it. The thunder of tiny feet. A violent sprint across the floor. A dramatic leap off furniture. A suspicious crash in another room. Possibly the sound of one object dying for no reason. Then silence. Then another sprint. Then the unmistakable energy of someone behaving like they owe money to ghosts. And you lie there, wondering the same thing every cat owner has wondered at least once. Why? Why now? Why at night? Why is this furry creature acting like a caffeinated goblin at 2 a.m? Well, human, the good news is that nighttime zoomies are usually normal. Annoying, yes. Rude, often, but normal. So today, I, Rice Cake, the cat, will explain what the zoomies actually are, why they happen so often at night, when they are harmless, when they might mean something else, and what you can do if your cat keeps treating bedtime like a personal track meet. Let's begin with a short answer. Cats get the zoomies at night because they still have energy, their instincts are active, the house is quieter, and many indoor cats have not fully used up their physical and mental drive during the day. That is the basic truth. The official scientific term people sometimes use is FRAPS, which stands for frenetic random activity periods. Very fancy, sounds professional, means exactly what it sounds like. Sudden bursts of chaotic energy where your cat runs around like a tiny creature possessed by nonsense. But the important part is this. Zoomies are not usually random from the cat's point of view. They may look random to you because you were trying to sleep like a civilized mammal. But from the cat's perspective, there are often reasons. The first big reason is simple. Cats are naturally more active around dawn and dusk. Not strictly nocturnal, people say that a lot, but it is not exactly right. Cats are more accurately described as crepuscular, which is a very elegant word for most interested in life when you are trying to rest. In nature, dawn and dusk are excellent times for hunting. Small prey is active. Light levels are useful. The environment is changing. The body says, this is a good time to move. Even indoor cats still carry a lot of that instinctive timing. So when evening comes and the house settles down, many cats get a little internal message that says, all right, now we do things. That thing may be hunting a toy mouse. It may be sprinting from the sofa to the hallway and back for reasons beyond human understanding. It may be attacking invisible prey. But the underlying rhythm is not strange for a cat. It is built in. The second reason is pent-up energy. This is one of the biggest causes of zoomies, especially in indoor cats. If your cat spends most of the day napping, watching birds, moving from one soft surface to another, and giving only the minimum legally required amount of exercise, there may still be a lot of energy left in the tank by evening. And then at night, that energy needs somewhere to go. Humans often underestimate how much energy cats can have, especially younger cats, active cats, and cats who do not get enough satisfying play. You may look at a cat sleeping for 5 hours and think, well, clearly this creature has no athletic goals. But then the sun goes down, the house gets quiet, and suddenly the athlete awakens. This is especially common when cats do not get enough structured play during the day. A cat's hunting drive is not just about moving the body, it is also about using the brain. Stalking, chasing, pouncing, grabbing, solving little movement puzzles that all matters. If those needs are not met in a satisfying way, the energy does not disappear, it waits. And bedtime often becomes the release valve. This is why some nighttime zoomies are basically your cat saying, I still have unfinished business with the universe. The third reason is that the house is quieter at night. During the day, there are sounds, people, movement, activity, interruptions. At night, the whole environment changes. Suddenly there is more space, fewer disturbances, and more room for a cat to fully notice their own impulses. For some cats, nighttime feels open, clear, safer, less crowded, more predictable. This can make them more active, more exploratory, and more playful. A cat who felt mildly distracted all day may suddenly feel ready to run, chase, or patrol the home once everything settles down. In other words, the silence of the night does not always put cats to sleep. Sometimes it unlocks the goblin hour. Now let's talk about another reason that humans do not always realize. Sometimes Zoomies are connected to the litter box. Yes. This conversation is now less elegant, but more accurate. Some cats get the Zoomies after using the litter box. If you have ever watched your cat burst out of the litter area, like they just escaped a dramatic business deal, you are not imagining things. This is common enough to have a nickname in some households. There are a few possible reasons. One is simple physical relief. Another is a sudden burst of energy after finishing a bodily task. Some people think it may also be linked to instinct, like quickly moving away from a place that might attract attention in the wild. And sometimes it may just feel activating. Whatever the reason, post-litter box Zoomies are often normal, as long as your cat otherwise seems healthy and comfortable. Now, before we go further, if you want more help understanding cats before your sleep schedule gets destroyed again, subscribe, ring the bell, and stay here with me. Good. Back to the night chaos. Another common reason for Zoomies is boredom. This is especially true for indoor cats who do not have enough enrichment. If the environment is too flat, too repetitive, too predictable in the wrong way, your cat may invent excitement. And unfortunately, what your cat finds exciting is not always what you find restful. A cat with limited stimulation during the day may create their own entertainment at night, running laps, climbing furniture, ambushing table legs, sliding across floors with the confidence of a poorly supervised genius. All of that can happen because the cat is understimulated and finally making something happen. Boredom in cats does not always look sad and quiet. Sometimes it looks ridiculous and loud. This is why Zoomies can be more common in cats who do not get enough climbing options, prey-style play, puzzle feeders, window time, or novelty in the home. A bored cat with energy is often a creative problem. And nighttime is a very popular time for that creativity. Now let's talk about age, because age matters too. Kittens and younger cats usually get Zoomies more often. Their energy is bigger, their self-control is worse, and their commitment to chaos is frankly impressive. So if you live with a kitten or adolescent cat, nighttime Zoomies are not especially surprising. They are practically part of the job description. Adult cats can absolutely still get Zoomies, especially if they are playful or understimulated. But if your cat is young, the behaviour may simply be more intense because youth is powerful and wisdom has not yet arrived. As a mature 6-year-old cat, I myself bring a more refined energy to the home. Still dramatic, but refined. Now here is something else to understand. Zoomies can also be part of play behaviour. When cats run wildly, stop suddenly, change direction, pounce at nothing, leap sideways, or sprint from room to room, it can look alarming. But sometimes it is not stress. It is play. Solo play, weird play, unhinged play, but still play. Cats are predators. We are built for short bursts of intense activity. Stalk, chase, pounce, pause, reset, repeat. That rhythm can show up during independent play too. The cat may not need another cat or a human in that moment. The body simply wants to do the sequence. This is one reason Zoomies often happen in bursts rather than long, steady exercise. Cats are not usually interested in jogging for 45 minutes while listening to a motivational podcast. We prefer short explosions of purpose. That is why the pattern often looks like this. Complete stillness, sudden sprint, dramatic turn, brief pause, second sprint, then instant collapse into sleep like nothing happened. Very efficient. Now, sometimes humans wonder if nighttime Zoomies mean the cat is angry, unhappy, or trying to punish them personally. No, probably not. Your cat is usually not sprinting through the apartment at midnight as an act of revenge because you bought the wrong treats on Tuesday. The Zoomies are usually physical, instinctive, playful, or environmental, not moral. That said, there is a difference between normal Zoomies and behaviour that seems driven by distress. So let's talk about when you should pay closer attention. Normal Zoomies usually look energetic, playful, and brief. The cat runs, jumps, maybe chirps, maybe dashes around, then calms down. Outside the Zoomies, the cat seems normal. Eating normally, using the litter box normally, grooming, resting, and acting like themselves. But if the behaviour suddenly becomes extreme, constant, panicked, or paired with other changes that is different. For example, if your cat seems restless all the time, startles easily, overgrooms, vocalises unusually, seems unable to settle, avoids the litter box, or acts distressed rather than playful, then it is worth looking more closely. Sudden major behaviour changes can sometimes reflect stress, environmental changes, discomfort, or medical issues. This video is not a diagnosis video, and I am not your vet. I am a cat with excellent insight, different department. But if the behavior feels truly unusual for your cat, especially if it changed suddenly, pay attention to the bigger picture. Now let's get to the part every sleepy human wants to know. How do you reduce nighttime zoomies? First, play with your cat properly before bedtime. This is the big one. Not a lazy 30 seconds of waving a toy in the general direction of the cat. Actual prey-style play. Let the cat stalk, chase, pounce, catch, and feel mentally engaged. Use a wand toy. Move it like something alive. Let it disappear. Let it reappear. Give your cat a little challenge and a little success. If you give your cat a satisfying play session in the evening, especially about an hour before bedtime, you may reduce the amount of leftover energy that explodes at night. And ideally, the play should end with some kind of reward, a small treat, a meal, or a quiet winding down moment. Hunt, catch, eat, rest. That sequence often works beautifully for cats. Second, make sure your cat has enough enrichment during the day. This includes things like good climbing spaces, scratching posts, toys that rotate instead of sitting there forever, puzzle feeders, places to hide, places to perch, and chances to observe interesting things. A cat with a richer environment is often less likely to save all their intensity for 1 a.m. Third, look at the daily routine. If your cat sleeps all day, with nothing much happening, then of course, they may be wide awake at night. Some daytime napping is normal, very normal. We are cats. But if your cat's schedule is completely upside down, you may need to create a little more activity earlier in the day. Small play sessions, food puzzles, or even just encouraging movement at different times can help shift the pattern. Fourth, do not accidentally reward nighttime chaos. This is where humans sometimes create problems by being too reactive. If your cat races around and you instantly jump up, talk a lot, throw toys, offer food, or create a dramatic midnight event, your cat may learn that nighttime chaos makes interesting things happen. Now, I am not saying ignore every situation if the cat is destroying civilization in the kitchen. Use judgment, but be aware that a big emotional response can sometimes add fuel. If the zoomies are harmless and brief, staying calm is usually better than turning it into an exciting social occasion. Fifth, check whether the environment is helping or hurting. Is the cat bored? Is there tension with another pet? Is the litter box setup good? Is there enough territory, climbing space, and predictability? Is your cat getting any active engagement from you besides being admired? These things matter. Sometimes the solution to nighttime zoomies is not, how do I stop my cat from being crazy? Sometimes the better question is, how do I make daily life more satisfying so bedtime is not the first interesting moment? Now, before we wrap up, let's clear up one more thing. If your cat gets the zoomies at night, that does not automatically mean you are doing something wrong. Sometimes cats are just very cat-like. Some amount of random sprinting is normal. Some of you live with especially energetic little creatures. Some of you live with cats who are deeply committed to evening athletics. Life is unfair. The goal is not to turn your cat into a motionless decorative pillow. The goal is to understand the behavior well enough to tell the difference between normal energy and a pattern that needs adjustment. So, to sum it up, cats get the zoomies at night because their instincts are more active around evening. They may still have unused energy. The house feels quieter and safer. And indoor life does not always give them enough satisfying outlets during the day. Sometimes the zoomies are also linked to play, post-litterbox energy, routine, or boredom. Most of the time, they are normal. But if you want fewer midnight races, the best things you can do are play properly before bed, give your cat more enrichment during the day, build a better daily rhythm, and avoid accidentally turning nighttime chaos into a reward. If this video helped you understand your cat a little better, subscribe, ring the bell, and stay with me. I'm Rice Cake, and I still have a lot to teach humans. See you in the next lesson, human.